Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today we'll be taking a look at the Australian 50-cent coin that was released in 1994. These coins commemorate the International Year of the Family. Specifically today, I'll be talking about the two varieties that you can find with these coins, as well as the three ways that I collect them. Before we get into this, please leave me a like if you enjoy this sort of content, and don't forget to share and subscribe. So let's get into it. Alright, let me start with a little introduction. The United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution back in 1989 proclaiming 1994 as the International Year of the Family. This was agreed upon to help people understand the importance and value of the family nucleus in human society, as well as to highlight the issues that affect families worldwide. Now, the International Year of the Family continued to be observed every year on May 15 as the International Day of the Family. This year, 2021, marks the 31st anniversary of the celebration. Now back to 1994, Australia, along with many other countries such as Singapore, introduced commemorative coins to celebrate the event. For Australia, this was the 50-cent family coin, which was released into general circulation in sets and in PNCs. Now these coins are quite common and are readily available to collectors. I'll start this video with the circulating coins, then we'll talk about the set, and we'll end with the PNCs. Okay, as usual, let me quickly go through the specifications. This coin was minted in copper nickel. It has a weight of 15.55 grams, a diameter of 31.51 millimeter, and a thickness of 3 millimeter with a dodecagon or 12-sided edge. Here on the obverse, we can see the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael David McClure. You can see his initials over here. And over here we have the legend, Elizabeth II and Australia 1994. Here on the reverse, we have the design by Caroline Rosser. We have the logo of the International Year of the Family, Australia 1994, and the face value of 50 cents. On the design, we can see what looks like the mom and dad, the child, a dog, and that's probably a cat. Now, according to the designer, this design was to symbolize the strength and bond of the family. Let's now take a look at the two varieties that you can find on the circulating 50-cent coins. I have both to show you. This is the one with the narrow date, and this is the one with the wide date. And the varieties are present on the obverse of the coin, which I'll show you in a minute. Now for the coin with the narrow date, this coin has a mintage of just over 19.5 million, while the coin with a wide date is actually less common, with a mintage of just 1.25 million. On the obverse, the variety can be seen on the dates of the coins. Now over here we have the narrow date, and you can see that the gaps between the numbers is just a little bit smaller than the one over here, which is the wide date. Let me just zoom in for you, and I'll put the coins closer so you can make out the difference. Okay, so over here we have the narrow date, and you can see that the gap between the 9 and 4 is just a little bit smaller than the wide date. The gap between the 9 and 4 is quite prominent. Even the gaps between the two 9 here is a little bit larger than the one over here. Hope you guys can see that. Okay. So how did I manage to find these coins? Well, for the 50-cent coin with a narrow date, with such a high mintage, these coins are actually quite common. And I found this coin while going through my change. It's actually quite easy to find these coins in your change, but to find one that's in better grade, such as this, is actually quite difficult nowadays. Now, I wasn't able to find a coin with a white date while going through my change. So I bought this coin from a coin store in Sydney back in 2019. It's not in the best of condition, but I was pretty happy to have both varieties in my collection. It was only just a few months ago that I realized that you can actually find these white date coins in the sets and in the PNCs. And that's what I'm going to show you next. Alright, let's move now to the coin set. This is the uncirculated coin set that was issued in 1994. And for those who have seen my previous unboxing video, you would have already seen this set. For the benefit of those who haven't seen it, here's just a quick overview of it. This is the front of the sleeve, and here's the back. The folder actually comes in this sleeve. And on the back, you can see the obverse of the coins. Let me just quickly show you the inside before we take a look at the white dates. There were approximately 92,000 of these sets produced. And all these coins here are circulating coins. Okay. So if we take a look at the 50-cent coin over here, we can see that this is a white date. And as far as I can see from my research online, all the uncirculated 50-cent coins that were included in the sets are actually white dates. So this is actually a very nice way of getting an uncirculated white date coin to add to your collection. The Royal Australian Mint actually released another set in 1994, and that was the baby gamut set. There was 40,000 of those sets produced. Unfortunately, I do not have one to show you, and I'm not sure whether the 50-cent coins that were included in the sets were all white dates or not. If anybody knows, leave that in the comment section below. There was also a proof version of these sets, but I'll talk about that in my future video. Alright, let's move on now to the final way where you can find these 50-cent coins with the white date, which is with these PNCs. Now, there were just over 148,000 of these PNC produced, so they are fairly common and they are relatively inexpensive. Here's the back of the PNC. For those of you who might not know, PNC stands for Philatelic Numismatic Covers, essentially first day covers with stamps. Okay, let me just take out the card. As I mentioned in my previous video, be careful when you're removing the cards from the envelope, because the ridge over here sometimes get caught on the edge of the cards here. So if you pull it out too hard, it might just tear the envelopes. So exercise care. Here's the one side of the card with the reverse of the coin. can see the name of the designer, Caroline Rosser. Oh, she was only 22 when she won the design competition. This coin is in fabulous condition. Okay. Over here on the obverse of the coin, we can see the specifications. And if we take a look at the date, let me just zoom in. You can see that this is a white date coin. Okay. In fact, when I looked at all the PNCs that I have in my collection, they were all white dates. So if you're looking to get a very nice uncirculated 50-cent coin from 1994 with a white date variety, you can do it by buying these PNCs. They're not that expensive. I think I paid about between $8 to $10 for each of these. Okay. Before we end this video, let me just share some of my final thoughts. Now, having looked at all these coins over here, what I believe happened was that the mint actually wanted to use only the narrow date dies for the circulating coin and the white date dies for the uncirculated coins. However, it's possible that the dies for the uncirculated coin, the ones with the white date, had still some life left in them. So they were used to mint the last 1.25 million coins for circulation. This is probably the reason why we have these two varieties in the circulating coins. Of course, that's just a theory of mine, but it's quite possible because the mint has been known to reuse dies that still have some life in them to mint additional coins. One final point to note, if you have a white date variety, which is in high grade, you might consider getting those coins graded. It's because both NGC and PCGS recognize the variety and they will add that to the label of the slabs, like this example over here. Now, if you can get your coin graded with a grade of MS66 or higher, those coins actually carry quite a high premium. So I think that would be quite a good investment. Okay. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to check out my video content page for more videos about Australian coins and also other coins that are in my collection. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, don't forget to leave me a like if you enjoy this content. And don't forget to hit that share and subscribe buttons if you have not done so. As always, please take care, be safe, and have a nice day.